Do you envisage any other product shortages on the horizon? And if so, where might we be looking for those? We'll come to you first, Matt.
Yeah, I think the trend of product shortage is not going away anytime soon, and I think it's simply related to the fact that the supply chain challenges, well, some of them are very well known. Conflict in Ukraine, logistics issues out of China and COVID lockdowns. There's still many other um, challenges to the supply chain, and they're constantly popping up. I think you mentioned in the video, the lead time for assets. The lead time for assets is getting longer and longer and longer. As we all know in this industry, it's not always just about the gas and having the gas, the material itself. It's about having the assets to support those gases and to move them around the world. As we see the lead times and the challenges around our sub-suppliers and the materials that the assets themselves grow, that creates constraint across the entire supply chain. And that's just one example. But I think we're going to continue to see that, which is why, our industry, we really need to invest ahead of these things, and we need to start planning for those changes in the marketplace. One of the things that we have done at EFC, we've invested heavily in ground storage of our critical materials. So, we call it basically strategic inventory, right? So we're actually uh, bringing materials in, we're placing them into our ground storage tanks, and then from there they're going into the factory, into production. But having that critical inventory has become key to us operating our business. So again, using the asset is just one example, but there's a lot of other challenges in supply chain, besides, again, COVID lockdowns in Russia-Ukraine conflict. And I absolutely think we'll continue to see those. So we need to really be proactive in looking out further, looking at it back into our supply chain, looking further out into our customer demand to make sure that we're making the investments today to support the customer need.
Well, sure, that's great. Thanks, Matt. And again, Kevin, is that a view you shared? Would you have anything to add to that?
It is. I agree very similarly. I think if I could, I'd go find a piece of wood to knock on. I hope things are going to trend in the direction of getting better and not having as many shortages. But one thing that we've seen, not broadly throughout the industry, but in certain areas of it, is as we're overcoming some of these hurdles of supply chain issues and as product is becoming more and more available now, we're actually running into some quality issues of raw materials coming in from different suppliers, whether it's overseas or domestic. I think as production at some facilities ramped back up and demands were tried to met from long-standing orders, I think no reason other than just the world that today is, there have been occasional quality issues of a product coming out, which has caused essentially delays on product that was available and was not able to be used. But so I think Matt ultimately hit it pretty well.